Okay, we're in Tenino and starting at the one-room schoolhouse here in Tenino. Goes a caboose, end of the line. And here's the old train station, or they call it depot, and it's called the Depot Museum here in Tenino. Pretty cool place. You got another thing here in Tenino, it's pretty cool. And they call it the Quarry Pool. And it's been closed since I've been coming here, but it looks like they got it all renovated. It looks like it's back in business probably during the warm weather. It'll be open. And it's the old quarry. Pretty cool, eh? And they've done some renovating to the park since the last time we were here. Yelm trailhead is over here. There's a baseball field. And off we go. It's a nice leisurely ride. These are rails to trails. So there used to be a train track at one time, and obviously when the train tracks are non-properable, they close them, and they come along and take up the tracks and put on these rails to trails, and they're great. The 13.5 mile marker. So we got 13.5 miles to go. So what the plan is, Youngo dropped me off here in Tenino. We're in Washington, by the way. And she dropped me off in Tenino. And then she's going to drive over to the golf course, the Tahoma Valley Golf Course in Yelm. And I'm going to ride now to the golf course. It's about 14 miles. And we'll meet up, put the car in the back of the car, and then go and have a pint. What a great day. And it's a beautiful day today. Coming on your left. You all right? No, you're okay, I'm not that big. All right, I was going around that bump there. Hey, going past the 12-mile marker now. Okay, we actually follow State Highway 507, and here's what I call the dodgy bit. Is you got one of the gentlemen stopping, but the other one is not. Got me a pace setter. He's doing quite well. Yeah, the reason I stopped here, this is the site of Macintosh. You can see at one time it was quite a busy little town. We're in Thurston County, by the way. And it was a lumber town. And I guess they lumbered out, so the town dried up. And this is cute. Well, I've got to start somewhere. You go places, you know, and there's a deep distrust between pedestrians, bike riders, and car drivers. I think they all hate each other, and a lot of it is justified in each one. Pedestrians walk all over the trail, and don't think about moving to one side. Bike riders, some of them think they were driving the Tour de France. And car drivers are just, like you just saw, 50-50. A nice guy pulled over for us, the other guy just drove on through. So on my left here now we got is McIntosh Lake. Okay, we're 10 miles to go. McIntosh Lake. There you go, got fishing here, I guess. This is Lake McIntosh, or McIntosh Lake, I'm not sure which one it is. I know it's McIntosh. In England, a Macintosh is a raincoat. Okay, single digits now, 9 miles to go. Okay, let's talk about e-bikes. I think those two e-bikes just went by. I might be wrong, but they could be class 3. If they're class 3, they're not allowed on a lot of trails. I'm riding a class 1 or class 2, I'm not quite sure what it is. It's a Kona e-Coco, and it's electrical assist. I mean, it doesn't have a throttle, and the top speed of this bike is 20 miles an hour. Whereas the class 3 is more like an electric motorbike. It has a throttle. It does a top speed of 28 miles an hour. And they really shouldn't be on this trail. I know I posted a ride I did on the foothills. By the way, I have a YouTube channel, Chris Fletcher. And I did the foothills trail from Enumclaw over to Orting, and I was planning, went over the new bridge they put in between Enumclaw and Buckley. And somebody put a remark on my video saying nice motorbike. Well, I disagree with that. I'm riding this bike. I'm 76 years old. I love to go out for a ride. And I don't know if you can see my control. Oh, let me get over these bumps. I don't know if you can see my controller here. I'm doing 10.3 miles an hour. And I got it set in eco. When you have it set in eco, you're still pedaling. It just helps you out a little bit. And at my age, you probably need it. All right, I've rode 85 miles on this bike because I get it right before the crap where they come in. And like I say, I'm on eco. 1246. Pretty cool, right? All I'm doing is get a little bit of help. That's all. I've still got to pedal. It's still a workout. I very rarely go over 12 miles an hour. Guys on regular bikes go a lot faster than me. I'm telling you. So we came to do this trail once, and this bridge was under, well, they were rebuilding the bridge. And they sent you around on the main road there. So I said to Younger, I said, okay, no problem. We'll leave it about a year before we do this trail again, give them a chance to finish the bridge. Well, we came back a year later and they're still working on it. Okay, you see that guy just pops out? He's just coming from the Chehalis Western Trail. And that comes from a place called Woodard Bay, through Lacey, and down to here. All these people, that's where they're coming from. Chehalis-Weston, another great trail. Seven miles to go. You know, it's etiquette when you're riding to yell on your left when you're passing somebody. Because twice now today I've almost run into somebody. There you go. Hey. Always makes me chuckle. Dog gets a run. Okay, entering a town called Rainier. Obviously named after the mountain. Mount Rainier, which is named after an Englishman, Peter Rainier. Which poses an interesting question. The mountain in Alaska was called Mount McKinley after the president. And they changed it to the native name, which is Denali. Trump, the president, Trump, wants it named after McKinley again. I don't know why the guy never made it up there, but anyway. So what happens here? There's a big push on to rename Mount Rainier to Mt Tahoma. So if they do that, what about this town of Rainier? Are they going to call it Tahoma? In the middle of Washington, named after a English admiral, British I should say, evidently fought against the Americans during the Revolutionary War. And you got a big ass mountain in Washington named after the first president, evidently, Washington, right? Okay. This is the trailhead for Rainier. You know, Rainier to Yelm or Rainier to Tenino. And there's Mount Rainier over in the distance there. Can you see it? Can you see it? You know, I've been on this trail lots of times. I don't think I've ever seen it before from here. It's always probably been cloudy. And here's another source of contention. Here in Washington. Washington is the home of pickleball. See these guys playing it here? And it's become so popular that they're putting pickleball courts all over. And there's a park in Seattle I'm just reading about called Magnuson Park that they want to put pickle courts right next to the wetlands, and the environmentalists are up in arms because it's a very loud game, and they don't need it right next to the wetland like that. There's plenty of places in Seattle put pickle courts, pickleball courts. 5 miles to go. And on my thing, I got 89, so that makes it about right. 14 miles this is. I got 89. I started at 80. So it looks like I'm going to turn 90 miles on my odometer. On your left. There's another problem. Guy's got earbuds in, so he can't hear a damn thing. I mean, I don't blame him because it's pretty noisy, but still. He didn't hear me coming. By the way, I bought this e-bike from Joyride Bikes in Lacey, and I couldn't be more happy with it. It's perfect for what I wanted. What I did, I went in there because I like to keep my business with small business people. You're probably going to pay more, but you're keeping them afloat. Coming on your left. Thank you. So I walked in, and I think it was Eric. I told Eric what I wanted to do, what I'm going to be doing on it. And he suggested this Kona E-Coco. So I said, okay, so he ordered one for me. Came in, they assembled it, all ready to ride when I picked it up. That's when I dealt with Will, two great guys, Will and Eric. I'm pretty sure his name was Eric. But I was riding it one day and I noticed the readout had a line through it, a black line, and it was difficult to read, so I took it back. And they're made by Shimano, these things. Not the bike, but the readout panel. So he calls them up, and they said they'd send in you the computer, not just a little rinky-dink thing I had. So I got a whole computer. And Will installed it there at Joyride Bikes. Bonus. And like I say, I got an Eco, so right now it's a fairly, I'm still having a bit of a workout, but it's not difficult, you know what I mean? I did a ride not long from Lacey to Yelm, and that was 16 miles. And towards the end, I was out of shape, and I'm still out of shape. So I popped it on to normal. I'm on the Eco right now. It goes to normal, and then it goes to high. And just gives me just a lot easier to ride. And like I say, if you're up there in age like me, and you still want to ride, there's no excuse. Get an e-bike. And from what I gather, this bike is made in Taiwan, which technically is China, but it's not run by the Chinese Communist Party. So I'm hoping not add into the economy of the Chinese Communist Party, and I don't want to do that. But it's hard to buy a bike that's not made in China anymore. Not for a reasonable price, anyway. 4 miles to go. Kona headquarters, the maker of this bike, is actually near Seattle, or in Seattle. One of the boroughs, or what you want to call them, in Seattle. I forgot which one. Ferndale, I think. I might be wrong there. So you can say it's a local company. As we're away from the highway now, because this part of the road is really nice, quiet. I can hear the frogs. 3 miles to go. So like I say, when we get to Yelm, we're going to eat and have a pint. And I don't know if you know this, but Yelm has a few good places to eat. You think it's like a one-horse town, but it's not. And I've not tried everywhere. Well, our favorite is the Mt Tahoma Bar and Grill, which is part of the golf course. But they're in the middle of owners yet, and last time we stopped by, they didn't have a liquor license. So you need to just check on them if you like a beer. They're in the middle of transferring ownership. So check with them before you go. Make sure they're full service. And then there's the Uptown Bar and Grill, which is part of the movie complex. It's pretty nice. A nice place to go after the movie or before the movie. And you got the 507 tap room, I think it's called. And that's kind of odd situation where you got they serve the beer like a regular tap room, and then you got a food side of it. And I think they're independent from each other, but you still get food. And then I don't know if a gastropub is still open. I can't remember seeing it when I pressed it, but anyway, that was a good place. But today we're going to go into my favorite. It's called the Local. And if you're an Englishman like me, you call the pub that you normally frequent your local. Two miles to go. There you go, the sign we've been waiting for. 1 mile to go. Okay, on my left here is the Mt Tahoma Golf Course here in Yelm. It's a nice course to play. I like that. I'm on your left. You're good. Thank you.
Yeah.
See, nice and polite. So I'm not riding over the trailhead, which is a hop, skip, and a jump over here. I'm going to go to the golf course. I can't remember this being here before. That guy doesn't believe in following the trail, huh? Just run right across the cedar. Like I say, I hope they keep the same thing. Oh, there she is. So I'm in the sun right here, Mt Tahoma. And you can see they're working on the building, so hopefully it'll open pretty soon. You ready?
All the way very front, I'll catch you.
All the way where?
All the way to the front.
Okay, thank you. So that's it. My ride is over.